What is up? And welcome back, family. I am the Law of Evolution, and it's New Year's Eve. Well, at the time of recording, this is New Year's Eve, and I'm just relaxing. I got my Peloton. You see me? I got my little Peloton robe. I'm just chilling in my Peloton robe, relaxing. I'm not going anywhere today. I'm not trying to get crashed into. Okay, because this is Colorado. People like to play bumper cars on New Year's Eve. You know, you could just be at a stop sign or a red light. Somebody just give you a little love tap from behind. Because you know what? Just stay home, and everything will be everything. My wife went out. She's gonna get some drinks. And it's like 8 or 9 in the morning for me right now, so we're not going nowhere for the rest of the day. That's it. I hope you had a fantastic 2021. It was a hard year for a lot of people, but in a lot of different ways it was a good year too. So what we're going to be looking at today for me is my entire Etsy shop, kind of like a 2021 a year in review. You know what I mean? How did I start the year? What kind of goals did I set for this year? Did I hit those goals? What kind of goals am I going to set for 2022? And just kind of a quick status report. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so first things first, if you've watched some of my previous videos, you know that I started my Etsy shop in June of 2020. So it's been a year and a half since I've had my Etsy shop. In that first 6 months, I didn't do too much of anything. I threw like 20 designs that I just had lying on my computer. I just threw them in there as listings. They weren't even optimized. You know, the titles and descriptions were just all bad. The tags were all bad. It was pretty much just me opening an Etsy shop, throwing some crap in there and then walking away. I made a few $100. The designs were cool, so I made a few $100, but the most of everything that I'm going to show you now is going to be for 2021. I made a few bucks in 2020. It paled in comparison to what I did when I set out to really go hard on this in 2021. Just as a quick overview, this is kind of where we are now. December 31st, January 1st, 2022, whatever it is, here we are. I have 2,359 sales and 359 admirers. So favorites, 359 and 23, almost 2,400 sales. So that's doing pretty good. The designs, I have 215 designs in my shop. I think when I started the year off, when I started 2021, like I said, I only had like 20 or 30 designs that I just had on my computer, just slapped on here. So when I started the year, I had 20 or 30. So I've built it up to a couple hundred here. I do realize that with the success I think I've seen this year, if I can double the size of my shop just in Q1, right? And this is one of the goals that I want to have for myself, is that if I just completely double the size of my shop in Q1, that I can more than double my money. It's not just going to be this thing where if I got twice as many designs, I'll make twice as much money. It's gonna, I believe it's gonna compound in a way where I'm gonna see more than twice as much money if I have a shop that's 430 designs or 450 designs or something like that. So that's one of the goals that I have set for myself, like right off the bat. I want to double the size of this shop right off the bat. Q1, knock it out the park. And I have, if we scroll down, I have 130 reviews. I think when I started the year, I had less than 10 reviews or something like that. So most of the activity on my shop period is the result of a really dope 2021, a really good start to 2021. So those, I got coloring books. I've got a lot of different things and a lot of niches that I'm kind of have my hands in when it comes to Etsy. Digital designs. This I call it, this is like a totally different niche. It's these digital designs that I sell t-shirts as well, like print on demand side. I sell coloring books, which is, I feel like, entirely different thing. Then I sell designs specifically for tumbler makers or people that craft and create their own cups and tumblers and handmade cups. I feel like that's a totally different niche. Like, so I've got my hands in a few different things here, and in 2022, I want to just expand upon that in a really, really, really major way, right? So let's go and look at the numbers really quick. That's just a quick overview of what the shop looks like. If we go to my numbers, I haven't made any sales this morning yet. So if we go and look at our numbers, view our detailed stats, revenue, and this is January. Yep. So this is this year. So everything we're looking at is this year. I hang my hat, and I've done this ever since. But this conversion rate has been falling this entire year. Like, I had a conversion rate that was around 10% or something like that in like February. It was ridiculous. But to have a 6% conversion rate is excellent to me. Excellent to me. I've seen $1 million Etsy shops, multi-million dollar Etsy shops have a conversion rate that's, 0.8, 1.0, 1.1, really low conversion rates, but multi-million dollar shops. So that realization for me is that I have an attractive product. I have an attractive style of art. And if I can put more of that art in front of more and more people, I will make far more money, far faster than even those $1 million Etsy shops. That's what that realization does to me. I have a higher conversion rate than them. How? Why? That's because people see value in what I'm producing and they're buying it. So if I can just give them, just like I was going back to, if I can double the size of this shop at this conversion rate, it's going to look beautiful. The 2022 is going to look very, very sexy, very, very quickly if I can enact that plan. So that 6% conversion rate, I'm really happy about. That really gets me multiple sales every single day, 6-7 sales or something like that at a minimum every single day, and I'm happy about that. The revenue 9,100. I can't tell you how upset I am at the fact that I missed that 10K block. Like, I'm not part of the 10K club. Yeah, I missed 10K by $900 or something like that by 3 weeks. That was very disappointing. That was disappointing. I wanted to hit 10K, but I know next year it's going to be much higher than this. And I encourage you guys, hey, if you're still here, subscribe, comment, tell me, hey, you're going to do it. Tell me your art sucks and you're not going to make it. But this is going to be a journey I think you guys are going to want to pay attention to, because I'm about as raw as you can get with this. I was a guy that knew how to draw, and I just found out a way to make it work and to monetize it. There's more things that I'm getting into, more shops that I'm opening the Amazon shop in 2022. Creative Fabrica, I'm opening a shop on Creative Fabrica in 2022. So there's these different ways that I'm diversifying and trying to bring income from different areas. But my hopes are is to just bring it in from as many areas as possible. And I think I'll be good. I think 2022 will be good. So I set a goal for myself in 2021 that by year's end, I need to be making $1,000 a month. In 2020, in December of 2020, can we go all time? If I hit all time on my stats, in December of 2020, I made $89. So to sit there at that time, to sit there on December 31st of 2020, and to think to myself, I want to be making 10 times this amount by the time I get to the end of the year. That was an ambitious goal to me. Not having a history of being able to do anything like that, it was an ambitious goal to me, because at that time I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew, like, hey, maybe if I do X, Y, Z or whatever. Now it makes a lot more sense about how to get to that point. But back then that was very ambitious, and I ended up being able to do that. By the time I got to July, by the time I even got to July, I was already doing $1,000 a month. 1,400 in August, 1,300 in September. I don't know, it happened in October. I don't know, I think I slipped and fell in October, but then I was back, and then November was back up higher. In December, it looks like this is going to be my best month of the year, period. So as ambitious as that was, I was able to hit it, knock it out of the park 1.5 times, right? Because I hit almost 1,500 twice. And so that was my goal in 2021, was to hit $1,000 a month, and I hit it, and I did it consistently. That's all I wanted, is to, by the time I got to December, consistently, I needed to be doing this. So in 2022, and I said this in a previous video when I had the epiphany, but in 2022, I think by the time I get to the end of the year in 2022, this needs to be 3,000. If it's better, just like I did last year or this year, if I can get it better, and instead of 3,000, it's 4 or 4,500 or something like that, great, fantastic. I'll do a little dance. But if I can hit that goal, I will be very, 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 very close to leaving my 9-to-5 job. If this wasn't the last day that I worked for you, one of these days in 2023 are going to be the last days that I work for anybody else. But that's kind of where I am and where I want to be next year, and kind of where I landed. I can look at something else for you, right? Like, I missed the 10K club. Okay, cool. But look at my ads. Like, if I run ads, then you can kind of tell what my take home was. If I look at this year, look at this, dude. I spent almost $1,600 on ads this year. I made $2,200. The majority of this came from an experiment, and this is an ads experiment that I kind of do no matter what platform it is. And my ads experiment strategy, and you can see I did it in August. This was when I did my ads experiment. In August, I took every single listing that I had in the shop. I think at that time it was just over 100. Took all 100 of those designs and I advertised all of them. And when I say I advertised all of them, I advertised them heavily. When the ad revenue ran out, I put more in there and I put more in there, and I was just running it. And I did it for an entire 30 days. By the time I got to the end of that 30 days, I spent $600 in that month on ads. Probably looking at me and you're being like, what in the complete hell were you thinking, bro? But no, it's fine. It's fine. This is a literal ad strategy that I do. So by doing that, at the end of the month, I delist all of them, right? At the end of the month, I take down all of the ads. What ends up happening is once I take a step back, I now have so much data that I can look at. It informs my very next decision. So once I look at all this data, I can look at, how many of these advertisements had clicks, how many people bought it from the ad, how many people viewed it but didn't buy it, how many people are seeing this ad, clicking on it, but then going through and buying something else. And then like all of this data I use to inform what I'm going to advertise in the future. Sometimes I'll see things that aren't doing very well, like it's tons of ad revenue being spent on it, but $0, like no one has bought this thing. But because of that data that I've collected, I know that people are seeing this design and seeing potential in the design, clicking on it, going to my shop, seeing something else that they want to buy, and they're buying that, but it still counts towards that ad revenue. So I'm using that information to keep up listings that don't appear to be performing well, but they perform well in a different aspect, right? So this is what spending that amount of money in August did for me. It gave me so much information that when I came into September, I did better, and I brought it all down to about 20 or 30 different listings. That wasn't quite working. So October, this is when I started hitting a groove. I'm spending about $200 or $300 a month, but I'm getting the same amount that I was getting in August. I'm still getting about $500-600 or something like that a month ad revenue, even though I'm only spending this much down here, less than half. I'm usually doubling my money, and I think on this month, 204. This isn't quite double. But this is what it kind of looks like for me month to month. I'm close to or doubling my money on ads. That craziness that I did in August is what helped me get to a point where I can even out, figure out what's working, and enact that plan. So that's what my ads are. $4 a day. This isn't static. Yesterday, like I spent $10 on ads yesterday, I think. 10. Yesterday was 10. I fluctuate this day to day, depending upon how many orders that I'm getting from ads as time. So I'm always kind of toying with this. And I never want to spend more in ads revenue than I get from the ads in a day, right? So $10, I thought that was fine. I doubled my money that day. I turned my ads off for the rest of the day. Boom. So that's a little bit of the ad strategy. That's a little bit about the revenue that came in. I missed the 10K club. It's all good. That was a little bit about the status of the shop, how the shop's doing. What else? Am I missing something, guys? I think I'm missing something. Am I missing something? What am I missing? I don't know. I told you my goals. That's it, man. That's it. That's all I got. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Have some drinks. Kiss somebody. Don't kiss somebody. I don't know. Just kind of have some fun. Do you. I wish you the most success with your Etsy endeavors in 2022. Go in the comments. Wish me luck. I'm out here. I'm putting it all on the line for you guys. I've historically have been very sheltered about revenue, very sheltered about numbers, but I'm trying to be more open about these things and share my journey with people. And hopefully, maybe you can learn something from it too. So, thank you so much for coming, guys. I appreciate it. I will holler at you in the next one.